It's playoff time in Oklahoma City, and InsideThunder.com presents the Thunder Game Report, powered by Wheeler Whitlock Insurance Agency, giving you the best value for your insurance dollar.
Hi, I'm Randy Renner for InsideThunder.com at Chesapeake Energy Arena. The Oklahoma City Thunder with a thrilling come-from-behind win over the Los Angeles Clippers. They win it 105-104, basically doing to the Clippers on Tuesday night what the Clippers had done to Oklahoma City on Sunday night. Sunday, the Thunder blew a 16-point fourth-quarter lead. On Tuesday night, the Clippers blew a 13-point lead in the last few minutes of the game. The Thunder came roaring back. They were down 13 with 4 minutes to go in the game. They were still down 7 with less than a minute to play. Kevin Durant had a flurry of points, 10 in the last 3 minutes of the game. Russell Westbrook was fouled on a three-pointer by Chris Paul. He made all 3 free throws to score the winning points, and then Chris Paul had a turnover on the other end. Reggie Jackson poking the ball away from him, and there was a bit of controversy with a questionable officiating call at the end, and by the time you see this, there may have been a ruling from the NBA either saying that it was the correct call or the wrong call. Doc Rivers, the head coach of the Clippers, was majorly upset about it. He called it a horrendous call, among other things. You'll hear about that in just a moment. Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook also spoke at the podium along with Scott Brooks. Chris Paul was kind of despondent over this game. KD said he hoped the controversy over the last call didn't take away from a tremendous effort in this last-minute comeback by the Thunder. It was an incredible game. Let's go to the podium and hear all of the reaction from the principals tonight.
Well, what a basketball game. One of the things I tell our guys is never put your head down. Just keep playing to the last second. What a great atmosphere. What a great crowd. Thought they were a big part of the win. I thought a lot of guys made a lot of special plays down the stretch to win this game.
Coach Michael Kenny, Norman transcript. Can you just talk about Kevin fighting through looked like he was just in the haze almost for 3 quarters and just being able to come up with a couple of key baskets late in the game?
Well, I told Kevin, one of the things, he didn't have a good shooting night. You can't run from that, and he won't run for it. But what I did tell him, great players can have a bad shooting night and have a great 3 minutes and be the superstars that they are, and that's what he had. He had 3 big baskets down that stretch. And made big plays defensively, but I thought he hung in there. And there were some times where he did, think that nothing was going to happen right for him, but he hung in there. Our huddles were the best they've been all year. We stuck together. We had moments of that game it could have gone south, but they stuck together. They fought through a lot of tough situations, and I'm proud of our guys making plays down the stretch.
Dean Blevins, News 9, Oklahoma City. Doc just said he called it a horrendous call. He said it cost us the game and could well cost us the series. How did you see the out-of-bounds call?
Well, that's I did see it. I saw 4 or 5 replays. One of the things I know, Reggie did get fouled. The ball, I couldn't tell who the ball was hit off of. But one of the things, they have replay system referees. If it's non-conclusive, they have to go with what they called. I couldn't tell on my replays. Maybe they have different replays than we have, but on the 4 or 5 that I looked at, I could not tell who hit the ball out.
Coach Andrew Gilman, Fox Southwest. You guys sort of came undone in the last game. They sort of came undone this game. Is that just how the playoffs work at this point? I mean, how do you see the difference between the 2 games? Well,
I mean, if you want to. Last game we had some tough situations go against us. But one of the things I tell our guys is we play through everything. We're a no excuse team. You fight through everything. The game of basketball is played for until the clock goes down. One of the last things I like to say is also the last play of the game. Russell's made 3 free throws. Obviously, he steps up and makes 3 big free throws. But the defensive stop we had the last 6 seconds, they still had a chance to win that game. They did a good job of communicating our switches. Serge did a good job of staying in front of Chris Paul, and Reggie did a good job of slapping at the ball. And I thought that was the winning play of the game. We got a defensive stop when we needed it. And tonight it wasn't a good defensive stop game. They were making shots that you think that they had no chance to make, but that's what good teams do. They make some tough shots.
Nick Gallo, ThunderDynamite.com. I know it's nothing new, but how did Russell's relentlessness attacking the rim keep you guys in this one?
Well, he's fierce, and he's fearless, and he's a winner. And nothing else you can say other than those three things. That's who he is. The guy competes for his team every single night. He practices the way he plays, and his success derives from all the work that he puts in. That guy is a winner. He makes basketball plays for us. Is it perfect? No, but he makes basketball plays to try to win, try to put our team in a winning position. He took a couple of tough shots tonight, but he willed this game for us. Kevin did not have a good shooting night, and that's what Russell understands, that Kevin doesn't have to have a great shooting night for us to win. We got other players that can participate. But one thing about Kevin, he's always comes back, and I expect him to bounce back Thursday night.
Scott, obviously you guys won, so this kind of overshadows this, but in the fourth quarter, you guys completely bogged down, stalled out offensively. You guys talk a lot constantly about ball movement, spacing, but it just wasn't there for a lot of the fourth quarter, and I'm just wondering, where did it go? Why did it turn into so ISO heavy?
We missed some shots. I thought it bogged down for about 2 minutes, and that's not good enough. It shouldn't bog down at all, and we talked about that. We went over a lot of things that has to happen for that not to happen. We have to still continue to play with that offensive energy, that offensive execution, and when you don't make some shots, I know a lot of the pep in your step is not there for all of us. We had a lot of good looks throughout the game. Serge is the best mid-range shooters, one of the best in the league, and he wasn't filling it from the perimeter. But I thought Russell did a good job when needed, and our defensive stops. We were down. We made a lot of good basketball plays. We can talk about a call here and there, but it was a lot of good basketball plays to put us in this position to win that game.
Hey, Coach John Moss, ABC Tulsa. Does it add to the craziness that you look and Kevin and Russ were the only two in double figures? And I'm assuming you want to see more from the other players moving forward. Yeah,
we have to. We talk about it. We got two all-star players, an MVP that they're going to demand a lot of attention. I have a complete confidence in our group. We won a lot of basketball games. We won 59 games, not because we have two great players. We have 15 good players that understand how to play and how to win the basketball games. We just have to continue to play with the pass and trust each other and step up when you got shots and knock them in.
Bob Berry, K4, the NBC in Oklahoma City. Scott, expand if you would. You just said you had the best huddles maybe you've had of the playoffs, and you went on an 8-0 run in a 43-second span. How down were the guys, or you at the time, and how were they able to compose themselves to make that rally? Well,
it was such a roller coaster game for us. We got down double digits. We cut it to 3, and they hit a 3 at the end of the quarter in the second quarter to be down 6. We got down again double digits, and we cut the lead down again. And then the fourth quarter, the same thing happened, and then we just chipped away down the end. They made a lot of big basketball plays. I thought Reggie's rebounds were good. Were a big part of the win. The offensive rebounds that he got to 2 of them. The surge still at the end, the Reggie's deflection, Kevin's 3 baskets down, and then Russell's 3 free throws. Those aren't easy free throws to step up. Paul hit him on his elbow. He steps up and makes all 3 free throws, and we got the last stop. That's what we pride ourselves on, is the defensive, getting a stop on demand, and that was a stop on demand.
Dean Blevins, News 9, Oklahoma City. Coach, you kind of go against the grain, I think, with what a lot of coaches would do. What's your thinking with KD? You're down 4 with 43 seconds. He hits from 27 feet, and then Russ takes a 3 with, 6 seconds to go. What's the thinking? Is that what you
when was
worked
that?
up?
Into the third?
No, in the fourth. You were down 4, and KD hits the deep one. Is that drawn up for him? And then the 3 that Russ put up too? I
don't know really what plays you're talking about, but we made a lot of big plays. I don't know the 2 threes you're talking about, but we made a lot of big plays, and that's what they do. Kevin, he didn't have a good shooting night. Like I said, he had an MVP moment those last 2 minutes. But throughout the game, he still got involved in our timeouts. He still got involved in the other guys. He still told Russell to keep competing. He still got in everybody when we needed the guys for him to get on. But I thought the game was won because we made a lot of really special basketball plays down the stretch.
Coach, early in the game, the fouls are coming fast and furious. At first, do you think that was just the league just trying to tamp down on the physical play in this series? And second, have you ever been part of a game like this where this the final few minutes is crazy hectic?
No, I mean, this is one of the most amazing games that you can possibly be a part of. The amazing 18,000 plus fans and our 15 guys locked in and found a way to just get it done. And we talked about that before the game. We just got to get it done. And whatever it takes, just get it done. And we did that tonight. It was obviously a lot of special moments. The fouls, you know what? Last game I thought we had some calls that, some tough fouls that were not called, but that's part of the game. It's part of the game. You move on to the next play. If you don't do that, you worry about the last play too much, and that's one thing that we don't do as a team.
Barry Trammell with the Oklahoman. Kevin, can you talk about the frustration of the day for 44 minutes and the way you got hot and sort of gave the squad a chance to win with 10 points in the last 3.5 minutes?
Oh, yeah, it was definitely frustrating. You know, I was missing some shots that I felt good about, but that's how the game goes sometimes. I just try to stick with it and come through for my team, and I was able to hit some shots. But Russ carried us the whole game, and definitely put me in position to go out there and hit those shots, but put us in a better position to win the basketball game. He was huge tonight on both ends of the floor.
Dean Blevins, News 9. Russ, I don't know if you heard, but Doc was real upset and just called it a horrible call on the the inbounds, or excuse me, the controversial replay. Your thoughts on that? And
not sure. I mean, they check the replay. I mean, there's so many games throughout the playoffs and throughout the year that kind of comes down to those plays like that. But, I mean, I thought we did a great job within that last minute or so to put ourselves in position to win the game. It didn't come down to one play. It was kind of a whole game. We fought, we stuck together, and we played as a team.
Yep.
Bob Berry, K4, the NBC in Oklahoma City. Russell, did you get fouled by Chris Paul on the three-point try?
Yes.
Absolutely made contact?
Yep.
Okay, what did you think about the play I think Dean was referring to where did you guys see it on the court where did you think Reggie got fouled when he was going out of bounds before that was just an out-of-bounds call?
Oh, well, we were down 13 with 2 minutes to go. Everybody was getting up and walking out. We were down 7 with 47 seconds to go. But, we ain't going to talk about this the last play. I mean, how about the plays we made, the 6 plays before those fouls that we made to put us in position. So a lot of people are not going to talk about that. They're going to just talk about what happened at the end of the game. But, I think we fought so hard. We went through so much adversity to come out on top. And it's kind of a shame that people want to try to take it from us because of the last few calls. But sometimes that's how the game goes.
Jay Donde, ESPN. Russell, could you take us through the steal you got from Chris Paul?
I just tried to time it. Scotty didn't want us to foul right away, and just try to time it as quick as I can. Try to get my hand on the ball, and I was lucky to be able to get a deflection, and Reggie was able to pick it up.
Hey, Russell, Kevin Kosminski from News9.com. You played a great game, shot well, kept aggressive. You've got this guy over here who's struggling to shoot tonight. Is it sort of in your mindset, let me just keep us in this until he can find his stroke?
Kevin always comes to me and tells me to stay aggressive regardless of what's going on. When the game will tell you what to do, in my opinion. I think when the game gets kind of out of whack as a point guard, my job is to figure out what it is that we need, either me rebounding, scoring, passing, whatever it is that we need to keep us in the game.
Hey, Kevin, John Moss, ABC in Tulsa. Coach called some of the huddles late tonight, some of the best that he remembers in the playoffs. Can you kind of take us in there, kind of the mindset of you guys in the huddle and how that changed everything?
Well, we just stayed together. We didn't. We were down so much, and it was a roller coaster type of game. We cut it to 2. We were down 15 early. We took the lead. They took it back. It was so much going on, but we just stayed together through it all and just kept fighting. And that's what it's about, especially around this time of year. Just always keep fighting to that last buzzer. You've seen it with the Clippers. That's what they did to us in Game 4. So we just try to, stick with it in Game 5, and we came out and made some big plays.
Yeah, Kevin, you guys over the last 6 years have played a lot of wild games, a lot of wild finishes, not too many in the playoffs. Where does this one rank in terms of the comeback and the finish and able to pull out a victory?
I've never seen a game like this, with us, but that just shows that we just keep going. You can never keep us down. We're gonna fight until the end, no matter what happens. We're gonna lay it all out there. And tonight, we struggled offensively. We turned the ball over early on, but we fought through it all. We persevered through it all, and guys just stuck together. And Serge fought through foul trouble. Russ, cut your phone off. We missed shots. So much happened in the game, but we just stuck together as a team and fought through it.
With the way that Game 4 went for you guys, KD, you lose the big lead. It slips apart. You come back to Oklahoma City, and it's tough, and you got to answer all the questions about collapsing and all that stuff. And then you basically do the exact same thing right back at them. Does it kind of feel like you got paid back here, like it's all square the way it should be?
It has been a crazy series. They clobbered us the first game. We came back the second game and won by a lot. Third game, close game. Fourth game, it was just up and down. But we just we stick together. I can't keep emphasizing that. We just stick together, and we just let it all hang out. And we play hard. So once we do that, we can live with the results.
Kevin, Michael Cross with KOSU Radio. You guys stuck in the game to pull it out to the win, but the crowd also stayed in with you. How important was it to pick this game up and win in front of the Oklahoma City crowd?
It was important. Home court advantage is definitely a big advantage for us. Just knowing how much our fans support us no matter what. And you could look around and see their faces when we were down 7 with 48 seconds to go, and a lot of people, I'm sure a lot of people at home thought that game was over, but they stick with us. They know that we just keep going. We keep coming at you, and that's what we did, and we was able to pull this one out. So it was a big win.
Dean Blevins, News 9. Russ, can you take us to you getting fouled? There was 6 seconds to go, not driving to the basket and taking the three. What was the thought process?
Just get a shot as quick as we can to try to give ourselves a chance to maybe get another possession, get a rebound, or never know what may happen. And that was on my mind.
Hey Russ, Chris Paul seemed pretty demoralized when he was in here earlier, just talking about how they let this game slip away. Is this something you guys feel like you can kind of take this momentum and go get Game 6?
Definitely, man. I think when you get a win like this, man, it kind of brings everybody closer. It kind of lets you know you can't mess around. You got to take every moment, every play, and try to go out and win the game.
Hey, Kevin, you and Chris have both now suffered these kind of demoralizing defeats, and I was just wondering if what it's been like playing against him. There's so much at stake. He hasn't been to a conference finals. You guys are trying to get back to an NBA finals. It's been like competing against him in these wild games.
I try not to worry about, Chris Paul, just because their team they got a really good team, but it's been fun. Just battling against the Clippers, much more than just Chris Paul. Playoffs, a lot on the line, but I just try to focus on our team and think about our team more so. But I haven't really, I'm sure when the season's over, you'll reflect on, the guys you went up against and, because all of this is a journey along the way. So I'm sure once the season's over with, I realize how tough it was to compete against a good player like Chris Paul.
Doc, Zach McCray, 107.7 The Franchise in Oklahoma City. Did you see an out of bounds on the replay? It looked like you did.
It was our ball. Everybody knows it was our ball. I think the bottom line is they thought it was a foul, and they made up for it. Then, in my opinion, let's take away replay. Let's take away the replay system. Because that's our ball, we win the game. And we got robbed because of that call. And it's clear. Everybody in the arena saw it. That's why everybody was shocked when they said Oklahoma City. That was our ball. Whether it was a foul or not, it was. But they didn't call it. The same thing happened to us in the Golden State series where they tried to reverse the call. They didn't even want to look at the replay because they knew it was a foul. But then they had to look at the replay, and they had to go by what it said. And so they gave Golden State the ball. And then the NBA later came out and said, well, it should have been a foul on the call. The official on that play knew that didn't see the foul, but he had to be honest on the replay. That didn't happen here. Now, we made our own mistakes. I mean, we turned the ball over, we fouled 3-point. We did a lot of stuff to lose the game ourselves. But at the end of the day, we have a replay system that you're supposed to look at. And I don't want to hear that they didn't have that replay. That's a bunch of crap.
That's what you were told?
That's what I heard. That's a bunch of crap, and y'all all know it. And we did our own stuff. We should have never lost that game. We stopped playing with 3 minutes left. We were milking the clock. We turned the ball over. We come out of a timeout. We're supposed to foul Durant before he took the three. So we made a comedy of errors. Having said that, we still have the right to win the game if the ball says it's our ball. And that didn't happen. And that's too bad. That's too bad for us. All right? I mean, we got 2 more games to play. But that could be a series-defining call. And that's not right.
Doug, just going back, you said on that there was a replay they didn't see.
That's what they were saying. I don't know who was saying it. They were saying we didn't. Come on, they had it in the arena. Of course you saw it. Steve Kerr and them were over there shaking their head. Everybody saw it.
You actually grabbed your clipboard.
Yeah, because I saw it, so I'm drawing up a side out of bounds play to get the ball in safe.
Dean Blevins, News 9. Coach, you're talking to the official as your players are looking to go down for that last chance to win. What's your thinking there?
Well, I already had the play, so the play was drawn up for our guys, so we were fine there. My thinking was I was pissed.
Right.
That was my thinking.
Working the officials.
Yeah. I don't think that's working the officials. Right. That's being honest with the officials. You know, and I love them. I think all 3 of those officials are terrific officials. But on that call, they got it wrong. And that's a game-defining and possibly a series-defining call.
And that ain't right. One that's bigger or that you disagreed with more?
Well, the bottom line is the ball would have been our ball. We would have been up with 2 points left, with 7 seconds left with the ball. I think we get it in, they foul us, and we have a chance to make 2 free throws and the game's over. So.
Coach Michael Kennedy, Norman Transcript. What did Chris tell you when he came back to the huddle? What was he explaining to you about the last turnover that he had?
He just said he was anticipating the foul, and I'm not sure what he was doing. You know, that's a tough turnover for Chris. Obviously, he's better than that, and he doesn't really usually make turnovers like that. I mean, when you think about how we lost the game, you know, we turn over, we foul the shooter. We're supposed to foul Durant before he gets the 3 off because we have a foul to give. Then we get a bad call. I mean, there's a lot of errors, most of them by us, but one big one that hurt us too.
Doc, after everything you just said, how do you guys regroup from this now?
Well, we've been regrouping all year, so we'll be ready to play. You know, when we get to LA, this one's going to hurt. You know, I'm sure guys are feeling bad. We took a lot of bad shots down the stretch. We tried to run the clock out instead of keep playing basketball. None of this would have happened if we had to take care of business, but we didn't. You know, we'll be ready.
Are the players and you allowed to talk to the officials and ask them why exactly they didn't look at the replay they saw, what they saw in the replays?
Yeah, but they didn't want to answer. So, I mean, everybody in the arena, everybody on TV saw it. It was so clear that I usually wait, but it was so clear I went and grabbed the clipboard. I'm drawing up a side out of bounds to get the ball in. And when I saw them point that way, I thought they were pointing at us like it's our ball. I didn't realize they were actually pointing that way. But, you know, what can you do?
What did you say to your team after?
We helped lose the game, you know, and you know, let's look at us first. We made a lot of mistakes. And obviously, the one thing I know about our officials, they don't do anything on purpose. They don't cheat or anything like that. They made a horrendous call. But at the end of the day, we created the situation. You know, we put them in the situation by the turnovers, the bad fouls, the non-fouls. So we did a lot ourselves to not win the game. And that means we can play with them. We just got to go win the next one and have a game-deciding game here.
Yeah, Doc, Matt Barnes gave you a whale of a game on both ends of the floor.
Yeah.
Did you feel towards the end? I mean, Kevin only had that one little flurry. I mean, did you feel like he was just able to get Barnes out of position, or what set that up?
Yeah. Again, I'm just going to say we made a ton of mistakes, even on the three. Not the three that the big one, the one right before that Kevin made. That was a defensive mistake too. We've been up trapping him all game, and for whatever reason we didn't on that one, and he makes the three. To me, that's what got him going. So Reggie Jackson gets 2 offensive rebounds, I think, or keeps it alive. And I'm just going through this through my head right now. I haven't looked at it. So we did a lot ourselves, and that's what we'll feel bad about. I mean, we can't do anything about the missed call. That was a brutal call, and it did cost us the game. But we still contributed a lot on ourselves, and give them credit. They made every shot that they needed to make.
Kevin Kosminski, News9.com. Doc, you talk about, give them credit. It looked like defensively down the stretch, they were trying to speed you up, get you to go a little bit quicker than I think you wanted to.
Yeah.
We talk about your execution in that last few minutes.
It was terrible. I always say that's on me, but I didn't think our execution was very good. I thought we waited too long, quite honestly. I'm not a big believer in milking the clock to the last 10 seconds because usually it turns out to be a bad shot. I think the way we were moving the ball, we were scoring almost at will. We should have stayed in, and that's what I was trying to get our guys to get into the sets and run them. And, we kind of just tried to milk the clock. So that's on us.
Can you just talk about the aggressiveness of Russell tonight? It looked like he was trying to really, with Kevin being down, really try to take over the game.
Well, he did. I mean, he was very aggressive, and, I haven't looked at his numbers, but, 38 points, 11 for 23. Having said that, and I've said it before, we can win with Russell and Kevin having good games. We can still win the game as long as we stop everybody else, and we virtually did that tonight. So we can absorb that and still win games.
Doc, I was going to ask you about the defense on Kevin Durant, too. Was that good defense on your part? Was he just missing shots? What did you think about the way you played him tonight?
I just think whenever Kevin Durant doesn't have a good game, he missed shots. He's 7 feet tall. He's going to get a shot virtually every time. I mean, we did do some good things. We trapped him a couple times. We bumped him off his spot. But at the end of the day, he's human, number one. And I'm glad that that's true. That's number two, that he is human. Because he's the most difficult player in the league to guard, in my opinion, because of his size.
Is there a better answer for this replay system? I mean, maybe, like in hockey, they have a central office, or...
The answer is get it right. That's the only answer. I mean, sometimes it's hard where it can go either way. Then what can you do? But when it's that clear, the answer is get it right. I don't. Maybe we do that so we can take the emotion so the guy looking at it won't say, well, we blew the call, so let's make it up by giving them the ball. Maybe that wouldn't be bad to have something like in hockey. They have it in Secaucus somewhere, or in Toronto, I think it's somewhere. That'll piss every coach off, too. Some guy in 2,000 miles away making a call. That one wasn't hard. But, what can you do?
Just talk about just how crazy this playoffs has been, the resiliency you guys have shown, but obviously this is a biggest challenge.
Another blow. Hell, we've been absorbing them all playoffs, so we got another one. And we have 48 hours to gather ourselves, get back on the court, and get ready to play. And we will be ready.
And I take it you don't want no memo from the league?
No, I don't need it. I'll release the memo. They blew the call. That's the memo. All right? Thanks, guys.
What's it look like emotionally after a final 40 seconds like that with everything that happened?
Probably the toughest thing I've been through, basketball-wise.
What part of it? Is it the turnovers? Is it the call?
It's me. Everything that happened there at the end is on me. The turnover with 17 seconds left. Assuming that they're going to foul, it's the dumbest play probably I'd have never made. And then to even put it in the official's hand to call a foul on a three. It's just bad basketball.
Chris, Zach McCray, 107.7 franchise in Oklahoma City. Did you foul him?
I didn't feel like I did, but it doesn't matter. We lost. It's on me. They scored 2. We have a chance to win. Last play, I don't even get a shot up. That's just dumb. And supposing to be the leader of the team can't happen. And all this, it doesn't matter. The league can issue a statement tomorrow saying the ball was off them. Who gives it? I mean, we lost.
You guys have had to deal with, Doc referred to him as blow after blow this postseason. How have you guys been able to respond so far?
Got to keep playing. This one's bad, though. It's bad to work that hard and to have a game and to give it away. Kind of pride myself on taking care of the ball and managing games towards the end. And none of the guys on the team could have did anything about it. It was just me.
Yeah, Chris, the Durant, I think, was 3 of 17 going into the last 4 minutes. And then he warmed up that last 4 minutes, scored 10 points. What got him going, or did you know he was going to get going, or what was going on with Durant?
I don't know. Wasn't paying attention to it. We had the game. It was about us. It wasn't about him. It wasn't about them. It's bad. It's real bad.
Chris, Michael Kennedy, Norman transcript. You talk about this, how bad it was. Just why do you think this, in the last 40 seconds, just all fell apart?
No, we got to keep looking at it. Like I said, 17 seconds left, up 2. Just dribble the ball, let them come foul you. Probably tricked myself in assuming that Russ was going to foul or that they would call a foul. Then you can't foul a three-point shooter. That's the dumbest thing ever. Even if I didn't foul him, don't even give him a chance to call it. Just bad.
Billy Witz with the New York Times. Chris, you've been so adamant about kind of staying in the moment through playoffs. How do you forget something like this?
I don't know. You just do. This one's bad. Just get ready for Game 6.
Chris, Doc thought you guys wouldn't have the ball for the last play. When you guys saw, I mean, how shocked were you that they got the ball on that turnover?
I was shocked. You saw all of us go crazy. Tony Brothers looked at me and said, the replay that they showed us had it off y'all. And I don't know, I guess you assume that, I haven't seen it, but I guess you assume they see the same ones that everybody in the arena sees. So that don't matter. Don't matter. We shouldn't have been in that situation. That's on me.
So there you go. Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, Chris Paul, Doc Rivers, Scotty Brooks talking about what was really just an incredible basketball game on Tuesday night at the Peak. The Thunder winning it 105-104. Russell Westbrook had 38 points to lead the Thunder. KD had 27. The Clippers were led by an outstanding effort from Oklahoma City native and former OU star Blake Griffin. He had 24 points and 17 rebounds. The Thunder now will take a 3-2 lead into Los Angeles on Thursday with a chance to close out this series and move on to the Western Conference Finals. Of course, if things don't turn out well in LA, Game 7 will be back here at the Peak on Sunday. But it's going to be a good next couple of days for Thunder fans and the Thunder as they get ready to go try and close this thing out in Los Angeles. We'll keep you updated right here on InsideThunder.com.